Washington County said about 6 months ago that they weren't going to back up Portland police. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Are you guys still not backing up Portland police?
Well, it depends how you define backing up. If there's an emergency situation, we will definitely back up Portland police. If there's some kind of life-threatening situation or active shooter type threat, the decision the sheriff made back in, well, that was about 4 or 5 months ago. It was about sending our deputies to, like, for example, like they have the CERT team, this is kind of like their SWAT team.
Yeah.
So if they were out of town training, our SWAT team would kind of be their fill-in if there was an incident. But we've determined through our county council on his recommendation that the liability for our deputies to go into Portland is too great, and we don't want to put our employees at that risk. And it's basically not because of the Portland Police Bureau or anything they've done or are doing, but it's about more the city of Portland won't, what we call, indemnify them.
Right.
So it's a liability thing. So like if our people go into Portland, something goes terribly wrong, or there's something that happens, there's a use of force situation, that kind of thing, then they won't necessarily back up our deputies. Whereas they do that in Washington County, they get supported legally by our county council and that kind of thing in the court process.
Okay. And so during protests, because it's summertime, there's going to be protests. Are you guys going to be responding your ROT
The
squads?
force,
The riot squads?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so?
No.
And what about non-emergency calls where, like, for instance, say Portland does a traffic stop, but they want another deputy out there or they want someone out there?
If there's like a specific request and they want somebody out there for officer safety and it's like, maybe just over the county line and we're the closest, we're going to help them. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really kind of those pre-planned events where there's really no, what we call, nexus to something in Washington County. And I believe Clackamas County has kind of done the same thing at this point.
Right. That's what I heard too.
Yeah. It's nothing against the city of Portland or the Portland Police Bureau. We love to help them. We love to be law enforcement partners with them. It's just the liability for us to go work in Portland if it's not like connected to something in Washington County or like a life-threatening situation where they need our help, because we'll be there for them. It's kind of just if we don't have to go there, we're not going to go there for liability purposes.
Okay, but say for instance, Portland's CERT team was in Salem training, right? And they had someone in, say, one of the skyscrapers that had a sniper rifle and was shooting at
Sure.
people
If it was an
and
active
police.
shooter, somebody's in danger, the public's in danger, and they need our help, we're going to help them still.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more of those kind of pre-planned events.
Like drug houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, warrants. Maybe they're serving a warrant somewhere and they request our help, but really they have the resources to do it, kind of thing. So, yeah.
And talking about resources, what do you think about how Portland Police is saying they don't have that many officers that they need more officers? I think.
Well, I can't speak for Portland, but they, I think, are in the same situation that law enforcement everywhere is in, is we can't recruit enough people fast enough to fill the positions. So if people are leaving for, we have a good economy right now. So if they don't like this job, they can go take another job in the private sector somewhere or at another agency where they think things are better. Or we have a lot of people who are retiring right now. So people are, creating vacancies. And for us to hire a new deputy here can take a year to 6 months or a year to 18 months before they're through the hiring process, through the training process, and then out on the streets working a position.
So what's the training you guys go through? The training that you guys go through, like for instance, say someone's 21, they want to be a sheriff's deputy.
Yeah.
They got to go through training. What's the training procedures?
So first, do you want me to go through the application process?
Oh no, just the training.
So they've been hired and they go through. So we have I believe it's a 16-week in-house academy, and that doesn't even include the 16 weeks that they go down to Salem to the state academy. So in addition to all they really have to do is go to the state academy. They get certified at the end of 16 weeks, and then they go through a field training evaluation program, and that's another. Well, it takes another several months while they're with they have a coach and with a deputy that they're training with. But we do an additional in-house academy of like about 16 weeks. And I don't know if you know we have a brand new public safety training center that's about to open, about a mile or two down the road here. And that's going to open in the next couple of months. And so we'll be able to provide some pretty cool training in that facility when that opens up.
Cool, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a tour there one of these times.
Well, we're going to have a public, probably grand opening in the next few months, so
Okay.
stay tuned for that.
And so after that, I know that when Portland Police, and I suspect you guys are the same way, when someone first becomes an officer out of training and stuff, they're on a probationary status.
Yep, 18 months probation from the day they start. So part of that's the training in the in-house academy, the state academy, and then through their entire field training time. And a little bit, I think there's another probably 6 months where they're out on their own, still on probation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was just curious. I was doing some stuff over here, and I'm like, wait a second, I need to see the PIO because I want to find out about this. Because it's one thing to read it, it's another thing to actually talk to someone that.
Yeah. In practicality, when we're talking about well, how much does that really mean for what we're doing in Portland and what we're not doing? We weren't really doing that much in Portland anyway, because our primary focus is Washington County, right? So most of our time and efforts and resources are focused here. Occasionally, a case will be connected to somebody who's outside the county, and we'll still go investigate those cases and those crimes. For example, I can give you one example. Like, we were part of the TriMet Transit Police. So we had people assigned that were actually working in Portland as part of the Transit Police. And because of this decision, we've just brought them. They're still with Transit, but now they're working in Washington County instead of Multnomah County or Portland.
Oh, so your transit police don't even enter the Portland area?
I mean, they still. I don't know exactly what the arrangement is, but they were based over there. Now they're based over here. So I imagine they still run the transit lines as they were, but instead of being based over there, we have them based here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically the partnership that I hear between Portland and you guys, it sounded like when I first read it, it sounded like you guys weren't going to do nothing unless there was an absolute emergency.
I mean, they're not like out in the cold or something like that. We're still partners in law enforcement. We have a lot of cases that intersect, and obviously we're neighbors. So we have a lot of parts of Washington County that border the city of Portland, and if they need us and they ask for our help, we're gonna help them out.
Yeah, I noticed Clackamas County goes into Portland quite a bit, like to serve warrants and stuff. Do you guys do that?
I think we do, and if we need Portland's help, I know they're going to help us, and if they come into Washington County and need our help, we're going to help them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I wanted to know.
All right. Are you from Washington County?
I'm from Portland.
Oh, okay.